just as mood was easy to determine, so is figure. It's really determined by the pattern of, or the way your book puts it, the location of the middle term in the premises. So what you're looking for is this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, or this pattern. It's really only going to be one of 4 different patterns. So if the middle terms in an argument go out to the left diagonally, then it will be considered figure 1. If they're all the way to the right, it will be considered figure 2. If they're all the way to the left, it will be considered figure 3. Don't get these two mixed up. And if it's all the way out diagonally to the right, then it will be figure 4. So if we looked at this example, no painters are sculptors, some sculptors are artists, therefore some artists are not painters. And look at it the way that we have translated them before, we would end up with no P are S, some S are A, therefore, and we're assured that that's the conclusion, it has therefore in front of it, some A are not P. So if we know this is the conclusion, then we know that P is the major term, A is the minor term, right? Is this listed in correct standard form? Yes, the major premise containing the major term P is listed first. The minor premise containing the minor term A is listed second. And we can see here, I'll circle in blue, that S is the middle term. Now, we already can determine that this is, the mood of this argument is E, I, O, because we're naming the letter statements here in order from top to bottom. So it will be E, I, O. But what's the figure? And we always put a dash between the mood and figure. Is it figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, or figure 4? Well, these are patterned out diagonally to the right. So it's going to be figure 4. Another way to think about this is to think about the patterns not in this way, or to have to remember using some mnemonic device that it's, diagonally out to the left is 1, all the way to the right is 2, all the way to the left is 3, etc. There's something called the shirt color, which I thought was rather ridiculous when I saw it at first, but I end up using it all the time. So do with this what you will. If you think about the collar of a shirt, right? Like if this is the person's head, blue, and then this is their very short neck that I've given them. And then these are their shoulders, if you want to think about it that way. This is the collar of a shirt. And like maybe the buttons would go down the middle, if that helps you to picture it better. All right, if you can picture that this is the collar of a shirt, then you can see if you add circles, 2 to each line in the shirt collar, this will be figure 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it makes it a lot easier to remember. You just say, okay, 1, 2, all the way to the right, 3, all the way to the left, 4. So that is how figure is determined. It's really, really simple.